Telling a story in just 15 seconds might sound impossible at first. After all, most of us are used to stories that unfold over pages, chapters, or long conversations. But in today's fast-paced digital world, attention spans are shorter than ever, and the art of concise storytelling is more relevant than ever before. Whether you're creating a social media video, a commercial, or just trying to capture someone's attention in a brief moment, mastering the 15-second story can be a powerful skill. The first key is to understand the structure of a story, even in its smallest form. Every story, no matter how brief, has a beginning, a middle, and an end. In 15 seconds, you don't have time for any extra details or elaborate setups. Instead, you have to focus on the essentials: a character, a situation, a conflict or change, and a resolution. Think of it like a snapshot. Just enough information to get the idea across, but with enough clarity to make an impact. Start by deciding what the core message or emotion you want to deliver is. Is it surprise, humor, inspiration, or curiosity? Remember, emotion is what makes a story memorable, even if it's only a few seconds long. Next, identify the main character or subject. This could be you, someone else, or even an object. The audience needs to know immediately who or what the story is about. Once you have your character, introduce the situation as quickly as possible. This could be a problem, a challenge, or even just a setting. For example, imagine a quick story about someone missing their bus. The character runs up to the bus stop, sees the bus pulling away, and reacts with frustration or humor. In just a few seconds, you've set the scene and introduced the conflict. With the conflict or change established, move directly to the resolution. How does the character respond? Do they laugh it off, chase after the bus, or come up with a clever solution? The ending is crucial because it's what leaves the impression on your audience. Even a simple reaction shot or a witty line can be enough to wrap things up. Pacing is everything in a 15-second story. You don't have time to linger. Every word, every second needs to count. Visual cues and expressions can do a lot of the storytelling for you, so use them to your advantage. Sometimes, a quick glance, a gesture, or a dramatic pause can say more than a whole paragraph of dialogue. Let's look at a few examples to illustrate how 15-second stories can work. Picture a short scenario. A person is about to take a big bite of their favorite dessert, but just as they're about to dig in, their pet swoops in and steals it. The person is left staring in disbelief while the pet happily munches away. In just a few moments, you've introduced a character, a desire, an obstacle, and a punchline. The audience immediately understands the situation, feels the emotion, and gets a satisfying ending. Or imagine a motivational story. Someone is struggling with a heavy backpack, looking exhausted. They pause, take a deep breath, and decide to keep going. With determination on their face, they pick up the backpack and move forward. The message of perseverance is clear and the viewer is left inspired, all in less than 15 seconds. When crafting your own 15-second stories, it's helpful to plan ahead. Write down the core elements. Who is the character? What do they want? What gets in the way? How is it resolved? Keep these answers simple and focused. Remember, you don't have time for subplots or backstory. Stick to the main point. Another useful tip is to use familiar scenarios or emotions. The more relatable your story is, the faster your audience will connect with it. Everyday situations, like running late, losing something, or sharing a funny moment, are instantly recognizable and don't need much explanation. Universal emotions like surprise, joy, frustration, or relief can be communicated quickly, even without words. Sound and music can also enhance your story, setting the mood instantly. A sudden sound effect, a burst of laughter, or a dramatic musical cue can help convey the emotion and pace of your story without taking up valuable time. Editing is your friend when it comes to 15-second stories. Once you've created your first draft, go back and see what can be trimmed or tightened. Is every second necessary? Can you show something instead of saying it? The goal is to keep only what's absolutely essential. Practice makes perfect. The more you try telling short stories, the better you'll get at finding the balance between clarity and brevity. Try challenging yourself to tell a story about your day in just 15 seconds. What would you include? What would you leave out? Experiment with different styles and emotions, from humor to drama to inspiration. Remember, the power of a 15-second story lies in its simplicity. It's not about cramming as much information as possible into a tiny window. It's about distilling your idea down to its most impactful form. Sometimes less really is more. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with information, a well-told, concise story can cut through the noise and leave a lasting impression. Whether you're trying to make someone laugh, think, or feel inspired, you have the power to do it in just a few seconds. So next time you have something to share, don't be intimidated by the short time frame. Embrace the challenge, focus on the essentials, and remember that even the briefest story can have a big impact. With practice and creativity, you'll soon master the art of telling stories in 15 seconds, and you'll find that sometimes that's all the time you need.